Hello and welcome to Pow TV, your weekly recap for Hella Superheroes. We are here to talk about Wynonna Earp, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Cloak and Dagger, and Preacher.
Yes.
That's
it?
That's it? Mm-hmm. Anyone have any news?
It's hot.
It is hot.
It's been hot for months now. That's not news.
Yeah.
Well, it's news because it's current. It's current events.
My news is I accidentally went on Twitter while waiting for this to start, and someone's coming for LeBron James, and I immediately backed out of Twitter.
Rookie mistake.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What else do we have? They're starting to cast Doom Patrol, which is pretty cool. I'm actually more excited for that than Titans, I think. It's a DC property of, like, super weird people. That's where Beast Boy actually started out in.
Oh.
And I think a lot of the Metal Men, maybe not. Who cares?
I think this is a little too deep for me.
Yeah, anyway. I think that's it. A lot of racist backlash over Starfire being black. That's cool.
I, for one, am shocked.
I know. No one could have seen that coming. That an alien who's orange...
Here in this land,
people would be upset that she's not
America.
white.
I play the tiniest violin for you out there, sad racist, and then I give you the largest go fuck yourself.
It's fair. It's fair. So, well, let's jump in with Luke Cage. How do we feel about Luke Cage? Luke Cage. So
I know how Luke Cage feels about racists.
It's a really giant go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So, this is episode 4. We open up with Bushmaster knocking Luke on his face. And...
He a cheater. That was a sucker punch.
Well, the rest of it wasn't.
No, the rest of it was a pretty legit ass whooping.
Yeah.
I just think Luke was a cop. He's not trained in, like, for real hand-to-hand. He's like a cop brawler. But this guy is, like, trained.
Well, and I think also it doesn't help Luke that he's relied for a while now on just being the strongest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, even up against Diamondback last season, like, they were both just kind of brawling and just strength versus strength, no finesse. So
Yeah, like, because this guy knows how to use his whole body, whereas Luke is mostly a punchy punch.
Luke needs to go spend some time with Colleen.
Yeah, learn how to use your legs.
Fact. So what else do we have? We have Luke wakes up, tries to go and investigate the Jamaicans a bit. Goes back to where he fought all of Bushmaster's men, and
Misty.
with Misty, and they find a headless dude, and that's great.
Yeah, it reminds us of when somebody else earlier got a bag with a head in it.
Yeah, so weird.
I like seeing Misty be so confident in her one arm this episode, where she like checked her gun like one-handed and stuff. I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, I think her bar fight with Colleen really helped her a lot.
Boosted her confidence.
Yeah, I love that scene of her just taking weapons out of the back of the car, and Luke doesn't even try to take a gun. He's just like completely confident in her ability to be his backup.
Well, yeah, and then he tries to give her shit about her, just a handgun, and she pulls out this giant-ass shotgun.
Yes.
He's all, oh, okay. Cool. On the flip side, we have Mariah's daughter, whose name I forgot. Tilda.
Short for Matilda.
She recognizes Bushmaster from the viral ass beating he gave Luke, and starts looking into all the different stuff that she sold him, which is pretty cool. So I assume she's going to play a bigger part later.
Maybe. I'm hoping she'll come down on Luke's side instead of...
Well, she'd like to do something on Luke's side.
On something.
Yeah, because he rolls into her shop later, and it's not subtle. And it was nice.
Ever?
She down.
No.
He's so hot.
Yeah.
He's so tall.
Thick.
Broad-shouldered.
Okay. So, calm down.
Well,
the room just got hotter.
Yeah.
Heard our vaginas just kick on.
It's like a weird AC unit.
oh, mine's much more high-pitched than yours.
Mine is not. Mine is low pitched.
Oh my god. This is my nightmare. So yeah, Luke goes and visits Tilda, and they chat it up for a bit.
She figures out he's got a goddamn concussion.
Well, because it's... Yeah. Yeah, because he's running around with light sensitivity for the whole episode. And,
that's what a concussion... Like,
yeah,
Lucas!
It's all bad. And then Bushmaster goes and visits the club, and yeah, just it's weird. Everything's weird.
Yeah, he and Mariah have this like stare down where they say things that actually mean something totally different.
Yeah, they say things that sound like they're being nice to each other, but they're not actually being nice to each other.
Yeah, they're threatening.
Yeah,
she lost that battle when she flipped out over Stokes versus Dillard. She should have just been like, I don't know who that is. I'm Mariah Stokes.
Mm-hmm.
Dillard, yeah.
Or I don't know who that is. My name is Mariah Dillard. Until you can remember that, I don't want to deal with you.
Yeah, because he just kept pushing, knowing that he'd find a place that hurt. And when she showed her cards.
Yeah.
She also showed how much she relies on Shades because she went to him immediately after Bushmaster left, and he saw that, and he's going to use that against her too.
Yeah.
I don't know that Shades would use that against her.
No.
Oh,
Bushmaster.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Because also Shades then follows Bushmaster back to his like Jamaican hangout place, and I'm worried we're going to open next episode with him getting caught.
I thought he was going to like pull a rocket launcher out of the back of his car and blow the whole place up.
That would be dope.
That would be dope.
That's what I like about Shades. I've been saying dope so much recently.
I like it.
Bring it back.
I like it. I'm going to join you on this path.
Nice.
On the dope train?
On the
dope train.
I like it. I don't know.
Actually, that just sounds a lot like we're doing smack, and I don't know about that.
Isn't dope pot?
Is it?
Or is dope cocaine?
I think,
you guys, I'm so white.
From what I understand,
with drugs.
from my limited encounter with one drug.
the one drug in Illinois, meth.
Oh, God. Not even once.
Not even once.
But I believe that dope is basically an umbrella term that can mean all drugs. It's like queer.
Oh, okay.
Popular drug slang.
Oh, my God.
Dope.
It.
Boom! Heroin! Nailed it.
Oh, shit!
Dope? Really? I feel like I've heard people use dope to refer...
I mean, that could be what it was originally used for.
Okay.
And then it's 25 years since everyone thought heroin was cool, and it's got a different vague meaning.
When I think slang for heroin, I always go smack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, China White. That seems like a vaguely racist name for it.
Super
racist.
Soup's racist.
Skag. Big H.
I like how it's like, everyone can do coke. Coke is fine. You do a little coke, you can kick coke. Coke's not a big deal. Never do heroin. Never do meth.
Yeah. Yeah, there are different lines.
It's like pot, and then like coke and acid, and like ecstasy, and then it's like meth and heroin and death.
Ooh, and crocodile.
What the shit?
Oh my God.
Crocodile.
It's Russian meth. And
it's Russian heroin.
Oh, yeah, Russian heroin. Yeah, it's like Russian black tar heroin, and it makes your body kind of collapse on itself.
Yeah.
This is why I've never really done drugs.
You up. Because I think they introduced it originally because they thought that it could be like methadone for heroin and that people could take this instead. But this shit just murders you.
Why are they still making it?
I think it's people like it.
Well, because people are addicted to it.
Yes.
Big difference.
It kills your customer base. I wouldn't sell it. I'd be like, here's regular heroin. You're going to die.
I think probably in Russia, crocodile is easier and cheaper to make.
Yeah, it's like bathtub quality.
It with bleach?
Probably.
I don't know. I heard him talk. I've heard it mentioned a couple of times on different podcasts. So
anyway, back to Luke Cage, I guess.
Where the fuck were we even?
That was pretty much a whole episode.
Okay. I like that it was pretty heavy, misty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had her running around a lot.
Yeah, I liked Tilda getting some agency. It's mostly just been like reacting to her mom, but this time it was doing her own shit and then reacting to Luke. Claire is definitely gone.
Yeah, I think this is how they wrote Rosario out of the show.
Yeah,
and that bums me out. But then also now Luke can go hit on Jessica again.
They weren't doing good stuff with her. She's not wrong.
Yeah, they're like, we're just going to move you from show to show, and you can hit on the flavor of the week.
That would have been fine, show to show. She should have had tops 3 episodes per season, and then that's it. Hi! We can finish up and then take a break. As I was saying, show to show is fine. She should have had like 3 episodes tops in each season.
Yeah.
She should not have been hitting on anybody.
Yeah.
Or it should have been just this night nurse flirts a lot. But nothing happens. It's just who she is as a person. Yeah. And she should have been the fucking night nurse and then bounce.
Yeah, I would have loved it. She showed up in Daredevil, ends up quitting her job, probably in Defenders, and then just sets
periodically comes around.
Yeah, or, like sets up this clinic that superheroes know they can go to.
Like, if her clinic is just in everybody's show.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be hella cool.
Yeah, she's just got
like Alphabet City where no one's protecting anything.
Yeah, she's got like a regular clinic that helps regular people, and then she's got a back door where the superheroes come
Like
in.
the Artemis Hotel. We should go watch that movie.
The what?
I heard it was really bad.
Artis?
Artemis
Hotel is basically it's a hotel for bad guys, and there are certain rules inside of it, and it's run by Jodie fucking Foster.
It's like the hotel from John Wick.
That's cool.
What's his nose weirdo dude who's making a comeback? Jeff Goldblum is in it.
Nice. I love that guy.
I don't know.
He's ridiculous.
That's Luke Cage
great.
this weekend.
Oh, yeah, and that was Luke Cage. Okay, so Jessica Jones, episode 9. We open up with her and her mom getting shot at, but from a different angle from a dum-dum guy. Honestly, I forget his name. Somebody Cheng.
Really?
No, literally
No,
his
I
last
think
name is
literally
Cheng.
his last name is
Yeah,
I keep wanting to call him like Simon or something. I don't know.
Joe Cheng. So they catch him. Her mom wants to kill him because, that's how she rolls. Jessica instead shoots him up with knockout mom juice, and he goes to sleep for a couple days, it looks like.
It was like 36 hours.
It's fine. I'm
And
sure
he pissed
that's...
himself.
Yeah. I mean, after that long, it's what you do.
Yeah.
And then Jess and her mom go and try and find the super skid. Because his wife is all, superheroes, blah, I'm stealing your child.
His ex-wife sucks, and really was just looking for an excuse.
Yeah.
Especially when they go to her house and they see that she's broke, she's behind on all her stuff, she can't afford to keep up, she can't afford to be raising her kid. So it makes sense to me that she would panic and do something dumb. Mm-hmm. But, don't do that, because technically that's kidnapping, and you don't want to go to jail.
There's no technically, that's just kidnapping.
I mean,
no, if you have joint custody and one parent tries to steal the kid away from... Yeah, that's kidnapping. So they try to go to Montreal. Jess and her mom figure it out. They pick up a bus. And then, a nice show of teamwork.
Mm-hmm. They literally lift the bus into the air.
I like the driver comes out and, what happened? Oh, something weird with your brakes or something. Oh,
yeah, I love her mom. You really haven't driven ever, have you? And they get his kid back, and it's very nice.
I like that as the bus is gradually slowing down, and their feet are dragging along the ground, they're leaving behind skid marks like a tire would.
Oh yeah, those shoes are jacked. They're not good anymore.
Shoes.
Yeah. Over on the flip side, we have Hogarth popping out Healy Boy from jail, and he doesn't seem happy about it.
Healy Boy. It sounds like he's got wheels on his shoes.
But, that's what Jess and her mom should have had. Would have worked a lot better. And so she gives him the nice option of, hey, heal me, or get thrown back in jail for even longer. Because she's
is your classic,
terrible human being.
Yeah, she's a bad guy, but she's not a bad guy.
She's like Ralph.
No, she's not like Ralph. Ralph's a good person. What am I trying to say?
No, I feel like she's honestly a sociopath.
Yes.
And I feel like most sociopaths aren't murderers. A lot of them become CEOs. Yeah. And which they
TM that from you.
They, that she cares the most about herself. And she will do anything and will justify it by saying, I do this because I need to look out for me, because nobody else is going to look out for me. And probably that's built up on a lot of childhood damage. But yeah, she basically treats people like they're disposable.
Yeah.
And I really like that. What's the name of the woman who's staying with her? I cannot remember her name right now. Inez. And she, in the moment, is attracted to her, and she's pretty, and she's there, and she likes sex, so why not? But when she tries to be romantical and we should go to Europe or whatever, I like that Inez is no, that's not gonna happen.
Stop being creepy.
Because literally 2 days ago, you tried to throw me out on the street with nothing but the shoes on my feet.
Inez isn't dumb.
No,
she's not a sucker. She's no, I know what this is, and it's fine for now.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a situation and you're both consenting adults, then why the hell not? But yeah, let's not make this about being soulmates.
Yeah, don't build it up too much. And then, but Cheng wakes up. Jess has a talk with him. He's like, yo, okay, cool. I did kind of shoot you a little bit. You and I are good now, but also your mom's kind of batshit murdery. And then Jess calls the cops on her, and it made me very sad.
Well, what I really liked about the scene where she and her mom are discussing whether or not to kill this guy is that it's not the daredevil argument of we can't kill because it's wrong. It's we shouldn't kill this guy because there's really no need to. Because there are other options. And, like, I had to kill Kilgrave because there was no other option.
Yeah, he's a threat to everyone and cannot be controlled.
Yes, that there at this point there's no way to contain him. Like, we didn't have the raft before.
Yeah.
And
even at the raft.
No. I don't think we're ready.
It's like that Wolverine comic with that kid who just, like, hit puberty and exudes death.
Yeah.
And he took out his entire town on accident.
That one was so sad.
That was really sad, and it sucks that that's Wolverine's job, but, like, he's the guy. And
he is the best at what he does.
Kilgrave is. You can't let that live.
Yeah, and so I like that they didn't have the argument of we're good people and good people don't kill. It's no, this guy does not deserve to be killed. Yeah, he's a shitty human being, and he tried to shoot you. But, like, you kind of have it coming, so I can see where he's at.
Randomly, I mean, not randomly, but pretty wantedly murdered one of his bros.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Like, viciously.
Yeah, like goopy body
apart.
parts inside the van.
So I understand. He has a legitimate grudge.
Yeah.
And Jess is like, no, I can talk to him and we can sort this out so nobody else has to die. Because, yeah, that should never be your number one response to things. Unless you're the Punisher.
Looking at you, Monica.
It's not his number one response to things.
Isn't
it's
it?
It's his number
only
two
response.
After you've proven that this is all you're good for.
Let's not get sidetracked.
Okay.
I just want to say
all over your face.
that I liked that because I'm so tired of the good heroes don't kill because they're good, because it's such a
cop out. I'm looking at you, Batman.
Also, the Flash this season, we had that argument like twice, and then you
So
proved why that argument is dumb.
So many people would be
Whatever. Not getting sidetracked. I liked this conversation, and I thought it made sense, and I was glad that Jessica had it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And yeah,
and then she sold her mom out.
Did she sell her mom out, or is this really the only thing that's going to work? Because her mom is bug nuts.
Because
yeah.
that's what the conclusion that she comes to is that not only can her mom not be contained, but she can't be changed
or controlled.
I think it would be different if her mom recognized that this thing was wrong and that she should do different, that she should choose a different path, and she's like actively trying to contain it, like Bruce Banner with the Hulk, or like somebody else with some sort of rage something or other. But her mom is just like, no, I'm going to do my best not to hurt you, and if I do, I'll feel bad about it, but like this is just who I am.
Yeah.
And at that point, there's nothing else to do but contain.
Well, there was a glimmer when she was like, I really liked helping people today. Mm-hmm. And, like, if we could have kept that going.
Yeah.
But the second anything is anyone more than a minor problem, it's like, let's just kill him. It's easy.
Yeah. And I think maybe there's a possibility for rehabilitation in the future. But at this point where she is right now, containment is the only option.
Yeah.
And my only hope would be that if we have to send her to the raft, that she can still see a therapist. Yeah. That there's still somebody else who can try to work with her so that she doesn't just die in a hole somewhere. Because I think there is a glimmer there.
Yeah, she's still got herself inside her. It's just wrapped in so many layers of, like, weird body mutagen rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
And I think it's not impossible that we could get to a point where she could be better, but where she is now, just like Jessica can't handle this on her own. It was sort of reminding me of when you have a parent who has Alzheimer's or has some sort of debilitating disease. They're your parent and you love them and you want to look after them, but you reach a point where you can't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. And there's no shame in that. That eventually it becomes more than you can handle and you have to have somebody else step in. So that's what she had to do.
Yeah.
I've already told my parents that I'm not changing anyone's diapers. They're going to a home.
It'll be a nice home.
It'll be a very nice home. They have money. They can afford a nice place where they can retire and be together.
As long as you can make your dad retire before he gives all his money to a Nigerian prince.
God damn it. We've turned off his email.
That's for the best. Also, I think
his email goes through Kurt and we vet it.
I think the cutover for Jessica, where she was like, you know what? I can't deal with this. It was when her mom made her again what is it? Butter, jam, and spaghetti for breakfast.
This one is into that.
I would eat that.
Oh, you're disgusting.
What's wrong with it?
But also, you know what?
Spaghetti, yum. Butter, yum. Jam, yum.
All right, Joey.
Jesus.
What's the negative?
Okay, you know what?
It's not inherently salty.
Well, yeah, that's the negative is...
The butter, there's salt in the butter.
Not enough.
Just put salt on it. It's like Wrigley toast.
I would try it
That
if
was
you
wrong.
tried it.
That's not right.
Also,
It's
Wrigley toast?
'cause the noodles.
What? I don't... Oh, I was thinking like Wrigley bubble gum. And it was all,
No.
what?
Wiggly.
Wiggly
Ew,
toast. No,
you're
I didn't mean that. I didn't
Disgusting.
I said I would be willing to give it a shot, but it sounded pretty.
You know...
mean it. Guys, let's have spaghetti.
Yeah,
breakfast.
you know what? Okay,
Breakfast spaghetti.
listeners, we're committing to you. We are going to try this. We will report back.
We will report back. Breakfast spaghetti.
Should we have that when we do our purge night?
No, because then we're going to have a second purge night.
Ba-bam!
Whatever. We're having breakfast spaghetti as dessert on
Fine.
purge night.
I'll try it.
I'm gonna bring so many good flavors of jam. It's gonna be such fun.
There's one good flavor.
Fuck
It's
you.
great.
And it's... Ew! Get the fuck out
Wait,
of here.
what's your answer?
Strawberry,
Oh, yeah, that makes
obviously.
sense. No, there's boysenberry and
Eh.
blackberry and red raspberry. I have a mango peach that's delicious. I also just bought a peach Bellini from Trader Joe's. There's gooseberry. There's black currant.
No.
There's apple butter. There's
Okay,
lemon curd.
let's move on to Wynonna.
I love
No
jam.
one wants to hear about your 40 jams.
She has a jam
You're
pantry.
like,
You know how Peter has a mustard pantry?
yeah, you're like Peter and mustard.
I have a jam pantry.
It's too much.
don't have a jam
There's
pantry?
strawberry. Yeah, my jam pantry is full of strawberry jams.
Ew.
I don't want to run out.
47 varieties.
It's
of
like I just
strawberry jam.
got I got new Buffalo
God.
Ranch and a backup Buffalo
Remember when you
Ranch.
made the mistake of telling all of us you liked penguins?
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
Guess what I'm buying you from now until eternity?
The difference is I can
Strawberry
eat this.
jam.
I can't eat penguin magnets.
I mean, you haven't tried
I
hard enough.
shouldn't eat penguin magnets.
We bought you so many penguins.
It was all bad.
I love diamonds.
Stop it. I love whole planets.
It's fair. It's fair.
I bought you this Pluto.
Yo, I'd buy Pluto. She's gorgeous.
Okay, and over to Earp o'clock
Yeah, Earp o'clock.
with the saddest show.
I'm mad.
Yeah, it's okay.
I talked with Mary, and they had done some research, and it looks like that actor wanted to leave the show, and that was his decision on how he wanted Dolls to go out.
Yeah, which is cool, and I respect that. And we're obviously jumping to the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Dolls is like dead.
He's dead. For real's
And
dead.
yeah, and the problem, like, these shows have desensitized me because that happened. I was like,
there's no
oh,
fucking way.
cool, whatever. He's unconscious, and I go up online. Oh no, he's dead and off the show. Fuck. Okay.
I know, like, because of the way they shot it, like, you see Dolls do his dragon breath, and then the fire bursts up around both of them, and then they cut away, and then we come back, and he's just unconscious on the ground. And I immediately thought, oh, his soul has been sucked into hell with the Revenant, because everybody else, when they kill a Revenant, has to jump back so they don't get caught in the fire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a we have to go to hell to rescue him thing. But apparently not.
No.
Which, if nothing else, maybe it leaves them an opening if after a year he's like, oh, I'm tired of, General Hospital cameos or whatever.
What if they brought him back as Dolls, but put his soul in someone else's body? Ooh. So we keep the character and the history, it's just a different face.
I'd be hella down with that, actually.
As long as it's not a white dude.
Yeah, fact. Ooh, actually,
Hot Asian dude.
Sold.
just bring John Cho. I need him in everything.
Oh my god.
The John Cho Project.
He was in the second season of The Exorcist, and he was so good.
That's what I've heard.
He's a good dad.
Aw.
Was.
Speaking of that, reminds me that Altered Carbon just signed Anthony Mackie up.
Fucking Mackie.
Yeah.
He's gonna play
I'm like-
Takashi.
That show was so good.
Yeah, and I
Takashi.
was meaning to watch that show, knowing that he's going to be in season 2. I'm like, okay, I have to watch this
See, I was
now.
really mad at first just because it was like they whitewashed it and he was supposed to be Asian, but the way in which they did it, they kept a lot of the Asian actor in like flashbacks and stuff, and it wasn't great, but like it was such a good show.
Well, it was tough because you really live with with the white version of him for a long time.
Yeah.
It's really not till the last like 4 episodes that you get to spend much more time in flashbacks with Asian Takashi.
Well, and they explain away why he'd been whitewashed pretty well. They give a reason for it, and so like that kind of helped a little.
Yes, yeah, there's
Anyway,
like
you
purpose
should
and
watch
things.
it.
It's great.
So
Yeah, I need to.
It's so good. Anyway, let's talk about this show.
Okay, Wynonna.
Man, this episode was a horror show in the best way possible. It was very creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I live with her.
This is your life now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is what you signed up for.
I mean, sometimes I come in from a hard day at work and she's watching Jane Austen and I'm like, this is a nightmare.
That is a nightmare.
How dare you?
I don't even know how you survive with
Actually,
that.
I went to bed watching The Crown. Or no, I went to bed watching something in like the 1800s, like Jane Austen-y. I got up in the morning and she was watching something in the 1800s, and I was like, "Did we switch bodies? Am I you?"
Yeah. Some
Also,
dude in
Jane Austen
period
is
clothing.
not a nightmare show. You guys are nightmare shows.
Anything before...
1985.
I was going to say like 2007.
So, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park,
Those transcend time and
Independence
space.
Day, Shakespeare.
Fine.
They exist in all times.
1977, I guess.
Shakespeare.
Who needs that guy?
Take it or leave
The
it.
Odyssey. I can't talk to you.
The Odyssey is only exciting because it's the only surviving story from that time period.
It's also the Iliad, and it's not the only. I can't talk to you. Okay, we have to go. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take this offline.
We will fight later. We'll get back to you.
Okay. So we open in the same
Voice
place.
of her generation.
Oh, do you mean Tom Brady?
Yeah,
Well,
you have to move out.
It's stabbing time.
We're done.
I'm just gonna put a knife between you two.
She lives in this garage now.
Damn it! Well,
Yeah, sorry.
you should get a fan. It's really hot in here.
She does that to me all the time. I hate it. I hate it so much.
It makes me so happy.
You're gonna wake up one morning with a toothbrush shiv in your gullet.
I feel bad for you, but I specifically traded for a Bebo bag just to troll you, so we know who we are as people.
I need new friends.
Up top, B.
Yes.
Do not hit. Okay, can we fucking...
Okay, Wynonna, kick it off. Person who's drinking water.
Worst people I know.
We pick up the same place we left off last week. They have just crashed their car. And, God, just when you think Waverly got the short straw, as she's got a broken leg and she's being yanked through the forest by some creepy dude. We see that
creepy.
Yeah. We see that Wynonna is actually basically dangling off the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
With
How did she
a dislocated shoulder?
even
Yes.
get there is my question.
Right? She must
Wear
have
a
flown
seatbelt.
30 feet.
Are we sure that the cannibal revenant didn't throw her
He
off the
may
cliff?
have tossed
That's
her off the
possible.
cliff.
Like,
yeah.
he went, oh, shit, that's the air. I'll just kill her now. And didn't
Actually,
think about it.
that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't see
you're all
them.
fucking welcome.
Wow.
Like,
Calm down.
How did she get all the way over there?
Yeah.
But she can't get to Peacemaker, and her shoulder's dislocated, and then she starts hallucinating her mom.
Which is weird.
It's kind of mean.
Yeah, but it feels very familiar. Like, she's mean the way the inside of your head is mean to you.
Yeah, that was a get your shit together, mom.
No, I know.
It was really interesting to me how they're shooting this, and the way they frame it, her mom is super far away on the top of the cliff, but the way they record the audio, it feels like she's right there, which is vaguely disconcerting when you're in the long shot and you see how far away she is, but it sounds like she's right next to you, which worked really well for me because she is obviously a hallucination.
Yeah. Because she's in the pokey.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Waverly is living the Little Mermaid.
Yes. She gets locked in a cage.
It's like Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not Disney's The Little Mermaid.
In that one, like, she's in pain all the time, and like she has to feel like she's walking on knives every time she takes a step with her pretty legs.
I just meant because she's going to be eaten.
Oh, I thought I was going it's way more fucked up.
Yeah, because Waverly's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That guy was really weird.
Yeah, like he steals their voices and then he chops them into bits and then eats them.
Yeah. Which, like, full stop, he's a terrible person. With that said, I like that this show is just adding in more batshit crazy stuff without explaining it. Like,
yeah.
Hey, a revenant that steals voices. Yeah, cool, whatever.
Sure, why
he
not?
lives in a
He
shack.
just has magic
Great.
and lives in a shack and eats human people.
Like,
can take their pieces.
This show and Legends are, I feel, in an arms race to just get really weird, and I am here for it.
Because that's for fucking real.
Yeah.
They are. They're in an arms race for being the most batshit crazy
Yes.
show.
Also, the arms race was that random arm that she saw in the shed.
Oh, right. I was thinking, like, nuclear arms race.
Oh, no, it was just the
I was
arm
thinking everybody on
of
those
the
shows is
lady.
really hot and has buff arms.
Jesus, we have to get it together.
Yeah, like, a lot of, queer relationships where the ladies aren't dying, which...
Yes.
So,
big fan. Keep
huge
that
fan.
up.
Correct.
Huge fan. Love it. Continue, please.
'Cause I honestly wasn't sure for most of the episode whether or not he was going to turn out to be a revenant. Because he didn't do the eyeball thing until much later.
Yeah, like 30 minutes into it.
And I'd be like...
I just thought he was a crazy person with magic.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I accepted that. I was like,
I was
cool.
fine with it. I was
Yeah,
like,
it
okay.
seems like the triangle. That's great.
There's a weirdo, nut bar, cannibal living in the woods. Makes
Sure.
sense.
Why not? Why not? He didn't have to be a
Great.
revenant.
No.
Yeah.
Would have flown.
It would have been like that episode of Supernatural where they're like, no, dude, they're just people.
Oh, that was
That
uncomfortable.
one was weird.
Yeah, I didn't
What?
like that one.
They're people?
They're like, what?
What else happened?
But I was thinking about like when the dude steals Waverly's voice and then talks to Nicole, he said Nicole like 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
And the two of them are pretty high up on the, pet names ladder. So they like it's mostly hey baby.
Yeah, I thought that was going to tip her off.
I thought so too. But apparently not.
Yeah.
Also, it sucks that they've had to do all of this in those fancy, uncomfortable dresses.
Yeah. I wish, jumping now to Dolls dying, like, they laid the groundwork a little bit for, hey, these drugs are killing him.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they'd leaned heavier into that, into the first episode, or had, like, one more episode to get there, because it definitely felt a little rushed. And
Yes.
I can understand, hey, I want off the show, and I definitely like the fact that he came back for this season to film these things, but it
What is
was
this, like episode 4? Episode 3?
this was 2.
2.
Episode 2?
Yeah.
And he's dead?
How strong is that coffee you're drinking?
I mean,
God.
you guys, I can smell color.
Nice.
Okay, that you should get that checked out.
No, this is my superpower now.
Okay.
Yeah. I would have liked at least one more episode.
Yeah, because Jeremy was trying really hard to lay groundwork for it, but there's only so much you can do without just beating you over the head with it. So
Yeah, because I get maybe not wanting to go into it in the first episode back, because we've got a lot of other shit to talk about, but...
We could have had a nice
Yeah.
3-episode arc.
Yeah.
Get some closure. But he's just gone.
Yeah, to at least sink it in enough that when he died, I didn't go, oh, this isn't real.
yeah, exactly. Like, he was laying there, and I was just like, no, he's unconscious.
She was
whatever.
like, oh no. And I was like, no, this isn't real. He's going to be fine. And then Shelby was like, no. And
no,
I
he
died.
hella dead. And you're like, oh.
Bummer. Yeah, it's like...
Too hot to die.
It's like when we lost Carter on Person of Interest.
That was some fucking Batman bullshit.
Joss Carter?
Oh, wow. Sorry, I was thinking of Shaw. Yeah.
I mean, that
sucked.
was also some fucking
Yeah.
bullshit.
But now she's, like, kicking ass on Empire. So.
Yes.
It's true.
It's fine, and obviously I respect her choice to leave, and I'm glad that she's happy in her career, but...
Also, like,
I like
think
that.
about
Bad optics
our
for that
needs.
show!
She got Empire out of this show, which I'm like here for. She got movie deals and stuff. Because
Yeah, dude.
of
Yeah.
She
our
got to do
show.
Proud Mary, which was great.
Great, but yeah, no, the optics were great.
Shit, the NASA one. What's the name of that?
Hidden Figures.
Yes.
motherfucker.
Yeah!
Movie's so good.
Anyway, that's we're just mad at Wynonna and don't want to talk about it because we're sad.
Yeah, but also I want to see next episode. Because everyone looks angry.
Yeah, that's the thing. You kill one of our people, we're gonna rip some shit up.
Yeah.
Also, somebody needs to shave that thing off of Jeremy's face.
No.
It's awful.
No,
I am
hard pass.
losing my shit.
I love it. We started,
Are
Peter-
you gonna do it?
no, I have a wedding coming up. I need to keep my beautiful face together.
That's true.
No, so Peter missed all of
after the
season
wedding.
2 and started watching season 3 with us. And he's like, what,
Who is that?
who's that? And what's on
going
his
with
face? And we're like, oh, that's Jeremy. And he just grew that right now because he's in love with Doc.
yes.
And he's like, oh, okay, cool.
I
Cool,
love
cool,
Peter.
cool.
He's just, sure. I accept.
Okay.
Right after, at wedding camping.
Oh,
Can we
yeah.
shave your face at wedding camping?
That's going to be a hard pass for me, Ghost Rider.
Oh.
Bummer.
Okay, so let's talk
He
about...
had that big, ugly, scraggly beard for 5,000 years. and
That
he
beard
will not-
was a delight
he will not give
until
us
I
a
wanted
dog
to eat
face.
burritos. And then it was just in my mouth.
Give us a dog face. You can grow the rest of it back really quickly.
I had a
Leah.
dog face for a bit.
No, you had a horrifying, like, hick mustache.
I know, it was so delightful.
That was not delightful.
You say
That
the
was a
word
nightmare
delightful,
scam.
and I feel like you mean terrible.
You were not a delightful fella.
It moved me spiritually.
All right, let's...
Okay, let's go over to one of those shows I don't care about. You two pick.
Who wants to go first?
You can go first. You would have hated this episode, except it was amazing. It was a time loop episode, Kenneth.
Yeah, so I'm annoyed because I was talking to Gabe, who is a delight, and I want to hang out with more. And
Who dat?
a friend from Board Game Stuff.
Okay.
And he was saying that it started out slow and was kind of hard to catch him, and now he's just in love with the show. And I'm like, Gabe, no, don't tell me that.
It's great.
I don't want to come back to it.
Time loop.
I
Yeah.
do love time loops.
This was great.
Ugh.
Okay, so this week on Cloak and Dagger, so Ty and Tandy are trying to figure out what's going on with Ivan, who was the guy who worked with Tandy's dad on the rig before it blew up. And she had been...
Yeah, Tandy's dad was like the architect and the creator of the thing and the science guy. And Ivan is the hands-on, like, mechanical engineer science guy.
Okay.
So he was on the rig while Tandy's dad was picking her up from ballet practice.
And he's the only one that survived, but he's in a comatose state right now. So he's catatonic. And so,
Like, in current times? Like,
right now,
what,
yeah.
15 years later?
8 years.
Oh.
He's
okay.
been catatonic for 8 years.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. And so last week, Tandy had been apprenticing under a fake name with his daughter to try to get more information.
Yeah.
And the daughter figured out who she was. And so Tandy was like, well, I want to talk to your dad. And Mina's like, well, you can't because he's catatonic. But Tandy touched him and went into his mind and saw a door that she couldn't open, but it had a bunch of black smoke around it, like she sees from Ty when he uses his powers.
Okay.
So she's like, okay, Ty, I need you to come with me so we can go in this dude's head and find out what's in this door.
The show's bonkers.
Right? So the two of them still can't touch each other, but they go to the hospital, they sneak into the hospital to go to this catatonic guy's room, and they each
Seems right.
put their hands on one of his hands.
So we're
And go-
working together.
Yes. And so they go into his head.
Team up.
Yes.
Team up.
And they end up in the same clearing, and they go through the door. But then they find themselves on the rig right before it blows up. And they're like, what's happening? And they figure out that they're not invisible or non-corporeal.
Because a dude with a big-ass wrench comes at them.
swings at them, yeah. And they have
Okay.
to run for it. And then they find Ivan in there, and he's a delight. He's really
great,
funny.
But he is, like, not Ivan. He's like, are you Ivan? He's all, no, who's Ivan? And they're like, that's you. He's like, oh, I don't have a name. Do you have names? You must be special. And they're like, well, fuck.
What?
Yeah.
So-
he's been playing the same game of baseball this entire time, and it's 1,732 to 1,732, and it's the top of, like, the 76th inning.
because he's been
That
looping
seems unlikely.
the
that-
same 5 minutes over and over
For eight
8 years.
Years. He has done this 840,000 times. I did the math.
And that's only if
It
time
was
moves
hard.
linearly.
It was so hard.
I'm so
I
proud
may
of
have
you
gotten
right
it
now.
wrong. We should check my math later.
You know what? No. I'm just going to give you an up-top acceptance.
Nice. So, the most important thing we find out during this episode is that when they were drilling down into
It's a bedrock in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Off the coast. The
They-
Gulf Coast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for. They thought that they had hit oil, but it's not at all. It's something totally different, some sort of new crazy energy, and that when they dug into it and released something, it got everybody infected with some sort of crazy rage virus.
It's like
Oh,
fear
good.
energy.
Okay.
And it passes through touch.
Great. That seems nice.
So
Yeah.
before the rig exploded, everybody else on the rig contracted this fear virus and became like crazy zombies and tried to kill everybody.
Like rage zombies.
Cool.
So yeah, super great.
That's
Did
like
someone,
Go ahead.
like, voluntarily blow the rig then to stop that?
No,
or
last episode, Ivan's daughter explained that whatever they were bringing up was too hot. It was like 5 times or 50 times hotter than oil or something.
Because they thought it was supposed to be oil, so they were prepped for that. But they weren't prepped for whatever the hell this is.
So that's what blew it. Is it whatever they were bringing up, the pipes and gauges and everything didn't have the ability to contain it. And that's why it exploded.
Do we know, is this in the MCU?
Unclear.
Okay. Because it'd be interesting to see how this ties into, like, Inhuman type stuff also.
I mean, it might be in, like, the S.H.I.E.L.D. MCU. I don't know, because S.H.I.E.L.D.'s barely...
light.
Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s barely in the MCU at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh, so they're talking with Ivan, and they're trying to figure out how to stop the loops, because they've been there trying to talk to him, and it's already looped like 5 or 6 times. And so Ivan tells them, well, I think you could probably stop the explosion if you go down to the core room, and you turn the things, and then you flip the dials, and whatever. And so Ty goes down there by himself, and he's getting much better at using his powers, which is great.
Nice.
And he does the things, but then the rig still explodes. And so they figure out that in order to stop it, Ivan is going to have to do it. But Ivan doesn't really want to do it because he doesn't understand that there's something else other than this.
He doesn't. He's been in here so long. This is literally all he remembers.
That's his reality at this point.
Yeah, at one point she goes, this is not real. And he goes, well, what's real? And it's just, he's been looping so often. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't know his daughter. He doesn't know what the fuck's happening. All he knows is this 5 minutes. So they have to kind of remind him that he has a kid. And meanwhile, Ty had to go downstairs by himself because Tandy picked up the phone because it's Nathan Bowen calling in the halfway mark. And she just wants to sit there and talk to her dad. So, like, Ty goes down, tries to figure out how to get them out, comes back up and is like, that didn't work. We need to get out of here. And she's like, oh, yeah, definitely. Let's leave. And so then he, like, bounces out and she's still in. And it was actually a cute moment because he just looks at her and he goes, why are you such a good liar? Like, she got him again.
Yeah, and then he can't pull her off of Ivan because he can't touch.
There's something going on with their powers where they can't touch, which I don't understand because they were dating.
Grab
in
a
the
stick
comics.
and just push her.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And also, I mean, maybe it'll get to that point.
That's what I think. I think we're moving towards that.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
It's like the, in The Gifted, where the two
the
kids
brother and sister, they
need to learn to,
it.
like, control their powers together.
Yeah. So then Ty has to go back in to get her.
It was actually really cute because he's like, I don't even have to go in. I should just leave you here. And then he's like, damn it! And, like, goes back in.
Because he's such a good kid.
An awesome
He's a
guy,
good kid.
yeah.
Well, but in the 2 minutes that he flounced around the room before he went back in, she had already looped so many times within the timescape of Ivan's mind that she had forgotten who he was.
She forgot his name.
Oh my gosh.
100,000. She's like, I stopped counting at 100,000.
Yeah, so she's like, I don't need anything else. I've got my cards, I got my hat to throw him in, and every time we loop, my dad calls and I get to talk to him.
Yeah, so she's just like throwing playing cards at a hat. I got my cards, I got my hat, and I got my dad.
And they have such a really nice moment where he's trying to convince her that this isn't real and she should leave. And she's like, I don't really remember much of my life before, or this, whoever Tandy was, but I'm pretty sure her life was garbage. Nobody ever called her on the phone. I was homeless. Nobody cared about me. Everything about my life is terrible.
She's like, I didn't have any friends.
That's
This
so
is
sad.
better. I have my dad. And we're like crying on the couch.
Yeah.
And Ty goes, no, yes, a lot of that is true. But, like, I'm your friend, and I care about you. And, like, you're getting to a point where we're not going to be this way forever. And
It was really nice. Because,
You're
yeah,
gonna be
she's...
Cloak and Dagger, you guys.
So then he has to get through
Like
to her.
5 seasons.
Yeah. Because she's like, no, this is my dad, and I get to talk to my dad. And he's like, this isn't really your dad. It's not real.
it's Ivan.
It's because we're in Ivan's mind. If you ask him a question that Ivan won't know the answer to, and if it's really your dad, and this is real, then I'll leave. And so she asks him, who's in the back seat of your car? And the answer is Tandy, of course, because that's who was in his car. But he's like, no one. She's like, well, that's because you're not my dad. My dad is dead.
Yeah.
And so they had to leave.
That sucked again.
Yeah, but then they go back and they get through to Ivan. Now that we've gotten through to Tandy, we can get through to Ivan. And when he left for work the day before the rig exploded 8 years ago, his daughter gave him a cookie, the same cookie that she had given to Tandy in the last episode. And so I'm like, oh my god, obviously the cookie is crucial. Let's talk about this fucking cookie.
There's a cute little moment when, like, I guess he makes her explain stuff and figure shit out all the time. And she's trying to perfect the perfect cookie. And she's like, I think I got it, Dad. And he's like, well, what's in it? And she's like, what would you say to me? And he's like, oh, I guess, figure it out through taste or whatever. So it's like a science experiment and they're like the cutest father-daughter pair.
That's cool.
So they bring up the cookie and say, this is from your daughter. She needs you. Don't you want to see her? And then he
remembers. And so then he's like, well, no, I've tried to go down to the core room and I've worked through all the variables and it never works. And they're like, well, you got 2 new variables now.
Yeah, so they were basically his muscle. So they went down, fought all the bad guys while he did all the valve turning and whatever. And
then we stopped the explosion in his head.
What were the bad guys they had to fight?
The zombie rage monsters.
Oh, duh. Okay,
the other employees. And then he wakes up. And we get to leave, and he doesn't remember them, which is a slight bummer. Yeah. But he knows who he is.
He knows the first thing he says is, where is my daughter? And I was like, yes! Because this poor girl is living in their house. And she's kind of frozen. Like, she's aged, she's gone to college, she's got a good career, but she works for the same company, and she does the same job as her dad. And she's just frozen in their life when he died, or when
she's still making the same heart-shaped cookies.
Making the same fucking cookies, just batch after batch of fucking cookies. But he's alive and they remember. Except now, Roxxon's going to come for him.
Yes.
So we have to protect them now.
Yes. Because he's the only one who survived the rig explosion. So he's the only one who knows that it wasn't oil at the bottom. And he's the only one who's going to be able to stop them from whatever it is they're doing. Mm-hmm. But it was really great because the 2 of them grew up missing someone crucial from their lives. And they don't get to get that back. She can't have her dad back, but they could give Mina her dad.
And there's like a little mini plot about her trying to get Ty to understand why she wants to stay on the phone with her dad, where she brings up his brother Billy. And she goes, what's that? Aren't you looking for some guy? What's his name? And Bobby. And he gets really mad. He's like, it's Billy. And she's like, that's what I feel all the time because no one talks about my dad. And I have him now and I'm staying here. And it was like this really good moment. So he says to her as part of trying to get her back is like, I am angry, but I don't even remember what his voice sounds like. I remember him, but I was 6 and it's been a decade and I just don't. So there's this really great moment at the end
where, because she had said, one of the reasons why she wants to stay is because every loop her dad calls her, and in real life nobody calls her. And so in the end, after they sort all this stuff out and they go home, Ty calls her, and it's so sweet.
Cute.
God damn it. I don't want to watch the show.
You would have got so fucking choked up about the family stuff in this episode.
No, this episode sounds like it'd be a wreck by the end of it.
Yes, it was so good.
Ty is going through his old stuff. He pulls out this old shoebox and he's reading through all this stuff, and he finds this voice recorder that his dad, it used to belong to his dad, and it's got him and his brother on there doing silly raps.
Don't look at me.
Doing silly raps. The brother's like, here, Ty, you bounce me a beat. And then he starts beatboxing, and the brother does this, really dumb rap, and it's so cute.
It starts out real good, but then at the end, he's like, New Orleans, Franks and Beans.
And, he, plays it for Tandy, so they can both hear his brother's voice and stuff, and, she makes...
Fine, fine.
Yes!
I will watch up until this episode.
Just watch this episode.
No, I need the
context.
Backstory.
Yeah. Okay, well, there are a lot of really interesting beats and twists and turns and stuff.
But this one was so good. I fucking love the time loop. Good. So much good stuff. Because this, for me, they have that moment where Tandy's like, I don't have friends. And he's like, I'm your friend.
How dare you?
Because I honestly don't think they've really been friends. But in this moment, he's like, no, I am your friend. And him saying it makes it real.
Yeah.
And so from now on, they are friends.
They are friends. And he called her. There's someone in her life who gives a shit about her. And you really only need the one.
Yeah. And
more's
yeah, you need... More's good. You need at least one person who cares about you.
One person who gives a shit about you.
Yeah. And I thought he was just calling her because she needed someone to call her. But then he said that he was thinking about his brother and he found this thing. And he needed someone to be with him. And she's who he thought of first.
Because she would understand why... It would be hard
because they both lost somebody. Yeah, I think he was a little afraid to listen to it by himself. It was so good.
I don't want to deal with emotions.
Emotions!
Legit, you're going to just be crying all over yourself by the end of this.
This was so good.
I'll just bring my beach towel. Yeah. We'll be good.
It was so good. Oh, Kenneth, I'm so glad.
Whatever.
Yay.
This is for you, Gabe.
I'm so mad. You don't trust us, but you trust this Gabe person.
Who is this? Who is this Gabe? Is he prettier than us? Is he smarter?
That is his real name.
It's not. It's actually Jacob.
Get out.
Get out.
No, it's not. Okay.
His last name Peralta?
calm down. I would trust him.
That's it for this week on Cloak and Dagger.
Okay.
It was great.
So, over to you, Monica, with Preacher.
Oh my god. Okay, so like...
I can pretty much guarantee I'm not going to watch this show.
No, you shouldn't. Because the show, like... nothing happens. I'm on episode 3. We're still in fucking this house. Like...
Yeah.
Like, you think about...
Why are we doing this?
Compare that with, we're 2 episodes deep on Wynonna Earp.
And like, everything
Dude,
is
yeah,
different.
it's batshit crazy within an hour and 40 minutes.
Like, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones move kind of slow. They have 10 to 13 episodes, and it sometimes feels like they're really getting you to soak it up.
Yeah.
But, like, fucking nothing is happening. Like, okay, so... I'll give you the bullet points.
Yeah, just give us a, brief
I'm not even
overview,
gonna go through the whole
because
fucking episode.
it's so hot in here.
Basically, Tulip meets God. Like, he finds her.
Oh.
Not in, like, a dream.
Oh, wow.
Not in, like,
Okay.
I'm dead.
In real
Like,
life?
She's driving back from the Grail headquarters in Louisiana, or in New Orleans, and, like, God pulls up next to her on a fucking Harley in the Dalmatian rubber suit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, he's still wearing that suit?
Still wearing the fucking
Look,
suit.
dude knows what he likes.
And he goes, everything you do is part of my plan, and I expected you to fuck up, and thanks for doing it, and da-da-da-da. And she gets mad, because she's not a fuck up, and she's like,
And she's Tulip.
And she's Tulip. So then she basically threatens him. She's like, I'm gonna come kick your ass. And, he's God, so, like, he beats her down a little. Not really. He goes, I am a loving God, but don't test me. And then, like, gold light pushes her into a car. It doesn't. It's fine. Because he's like the touch of God. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, it seems right.
Yeah, so she has decided that she's going to beat up God, which is like, if that's how you want to live your life.
Beat up God?
Apparently, the Longueuils, Jesse's crazy mom's family, while they believe in voodoo and magic and solving people's problems, they do not like quote-unquote monsters. And there is a picture apparently in the living room of a strung-up vampire catching fire in the daylight.
Is it Cassidy?
No, like, that's what they do to vampires, is they string them up and wait for the sun to rise, and then they burn them to death.
It seems
That's fucked up, yo.
weirdly specifically bigoted.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you're doing this weird shit, but you don't like
this
other
voodoo
people's weird
but
shit.
you don't like vampires.
So, like, zombies are cool, but no vampires.
I guess zombies because, like, you can control them, I guess. I'm not really sure. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So then Jesse and Cass have a good moment where Jess goes, you're my best friend. And I'm sure I've said this before. And he's like, you really haven't ever said that to me, ever. And then it's all like, I'm sure I have. It doesn't matter. And they have a moment. It's a bro moment. And then Jess goes, but, like, you have to leave. And Cass is like, you'll do anything to get me away from Tulip. And Jess is like, no, fuckface, they're gonna kill you.
It's my bonkers family.
Yeah, they're gonna figure out you're a vampire, and they're gonna kill you. And Cass points out, like, what? They're voodoo magic fuckers. I should be their leader. And Jess points out, they like magic, not monsters. And then Cass gets offended. Anyway, meanwhile, Jess is just wandering around trying to, like, recruit people to come back to the farm like he did before when he's like, seducing people to come in. It was in the second episode with the chicken in the black and white. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he didn't really do anything this episode.
It's been a minute.
I'm kind of out because Cassidy asked the voodoo grandma for a love potion.
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm like, well, I'm out.
Now it's rapey.
Yeah. He hasn't used it, but he did ask for it. Tulip is trying to figure out how to get Jesse out of this, like, blood pact. Mm-hmm. Apparently, if you get the blood napkin back and then try to destroy it, the person it belongs to who made the pact dies. So the only way to, like, get out of it...
So blood napkin sounds really... very much like a...
Like a tampon.
It's like a tampon.
Yeah.
No,
my mother likes to refer to them as sanitary napkins.
Alright.
I don't think that's that unusual.
It's weird.
It's like old people slang.
It's better than blood napkin.
I'm gonna start calling it blood.
Actually, no. Yeah, I'm gonna start calling it blood napkin.
Blood napkin sounds kind of metal.
Ooh, maybe blood pouch.
Ew, no. Oh, that's
if it's like a diaphragm, yeah.
Anyway, part of voodoo magic, apparently, is when you ask Granny for something, you make a blood pact. And she puts it on a napkin, and then she puts this, like, it's like a handkerchief, really. a blood handkerchief. She puts it in, like, a filing cabinet, in, like, a file folder. Like, it's a contract.
Well, you have to keep track of your stuff.
So, when you try to get it back...
Is that a blood cabinet at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
When you try to get it back without really paying off the debt, because only grandma can decide when your debt's paid, if you, like, force it out of her or whatever, or steal it, and then try to destroy it, the person who made the pact originally dies.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, she can't steal the fucking thing, because Jessie will die.
Yeah.
She goes to the other family and tries to get them to help her, but they know that she's Tulip, and now she's, like, kind of kidnapped, but she's also still has her gun, so I'm sure she's gonna be fine. So it's Tulip.
Okay.
And, they figured out Cassidy was a vampire.
Oh, no.
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And he got, like, high with TC while TC was, like, sewing up his bullet wound.
Mm-hmm. Cassidy's hella dumb.
Oh, he's real dumb.
I love him, but he's a
tough.
dum-dum.
He just, like, he assumes everything's
He
gonna
runs
be
at the
fine.
mouth.
Oh, he's the Jason Mendoza of this show.
Oh my god, he is the Jason Mendoza of this show.
Yeah, actually, that seems right.
So basically he talks about all, like, they're comparing battle scars or whatever, except he's not fucking scarred. And he's talking about taking a shotgun to the chest from an angry wife who accidentally also killed her husband who was giving Cass a blowjob, which I thought was pretty funny. And then, like, one guy, like, slit him in half, and he's, like, telling him, and there's no scarring because he's a vampire.
Yeah.
Yes.
So TC, the little one, like, figures it out, and then catches him eating a fucking chicken. I'm like, Cass, go to the next farm over.
Oh my god.
Jesse told you not to do
Take
this
a walkabout.
It took me a second, and I'm like, so he was eating a chicken. So what? People do that all the time.
No, like vampire eating a chicken.
He was drinking a chicken.
Like, he was drinking a... I apologize. He was drinking a chicken.
Nope,
And
don't
he
like
got
that
caught.
at all.
They strung him up. Jesse found him and was like, what are you guys doing? And then they're like, oh, you didn't know your friend was a vampire? And Jesse goes... No, I
What?
didn't.
I am shocked.
What a surprise.
I do declare.
I had no
Brand new
idea.
information.
And then the episode ends with them reopening the tombs, which is apparently under the house where that, like, icky science teacher is, like, being kept. Apparently he's not a zombie. He did age.
Oh,
I
okay.
just missed it.
Okay.
Like, I didn't see enough of him. He's definitely older, and he definitely only has one eye now.
Blech.
But basically it's like a fight club of people who haven't paid their debts.
Oh, jeez.
Or who are behind. So if you don't pay your debts, they come and get you. You live in their basement, and you have to fight for your life.
Cool.
Is it like a thing where if you win 50 times, you get to go free?
I don't know. Because the science teacher's still alive, and it's been, like, 15 years.
Probably then
But
it's
he's still
just
down there.
fight until you die.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
I think you're just owned. They just own you, basically.
Great.
So now, the science teacher and Cass have to have a fight to the death. Because Jesse didn't want him strung up in the daylight. So, like, it seems like Jesse is trying to kill him, but really he knows Cass is probably going to win in this, like, fight. It's the science teacher with a chainsaw. Like, Cass has got it.
Yeah.
So...
There's no real emotional, like, weight there because we don't care about that science teacher. We would like him to die.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
The next episode is called The Tombs. And Jesse didn't want to reopen them because he's not a bad person. He doesn't want to watch people fight to the death.
Yeah.
He's just stuck now in Angelville. And
Not a
great
person.
He's not a great person.
Well, like, there's the difference
He's not
between...
even an okay person, honestly.
He's a dirtbag.
Yeah.
But, like...
They're all dirtbags. That's why
Whatever
we like
the
them.
step slightly above bad
That's true.
person is, that's
Cassidy
him.
is a dirtbag.
Yes.
And Tulip is a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Jesse is, like, 2 steps lower than a dirtbag.
Yeah.
I read the summary for the next episode, and basically he goes a little dark, like Langelle side, not Custer side, and Cassidy and Tulip are like, what the fuck, bro? We have to get out of here. You're being terrible.
Yeah, hopefully that means they only spend half the season.
No, I
here.
think we're here for the
God damn it.
duration. And I'm so mad about the love potion thing. Like, I'm so angry, Cassidy. I want him to just have it and never use it.
Yeah.
Or never use it and at the end of the episode light it on fire.
Yeah, hopefully he just sits on that.
Yeah.
And it's
Or
like,
it
I
goes
had this-
totally wrong and he accidentally gets love potioned to love somebody ridiculous.
Yes.
But even then, like, there's a big difference between, hey, make me this thing, and hey, I'm trying to use this thing. Even if it goes wrong, you had that intent that
To use it
I want to
against
emotionally
someone.
enslave somebody.
Yeah. I hope, like, he wants to, but he never does, and then he throws it away.
Yeah, because that's
like a redemption arc. He's learning how to be a good person.
Yeah.
He's trying to understand agency of another human being, and he wants her to actually love him, not fake love him.
Exactly.
Which is usually what love potion stories are about. Is like you want to earn their love, not trick them into it. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to see him use it. That's the part I don't like. If he just kept it in his pocket.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. So I will watch the next one, I guess. And
you are the hero.
how many
we
episodes do I have to watch before I'm like tapped out?
All of them. All of them forever. And
like if you watch Preacher, then you don't have to watch Supergirl.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else will watch Supergirl.
Which one would I rather? I'd rather sit through Preacher. At least people curse and like there's blood and stuff.
See, and Supergirl has at least it has superheroes in it for me. So
I like Tulip. Tulip beat the
Tulip's
shit out of
a delight.
6 foot.
She's the only good part of that show for me.
She threw herself out a window. Like, I'm here for Tulip getting into a fist fight with God.
I'm here for Ruth Negga, dude. Like, she is amazing.
She told Jesse she was going to kick God's ass, and he laughed at her.
And then she's like, "Hold my beer."
Hold my beer.
She's like, "You just wait, Jessica."
Yeah.
Then she took her earrings off.
And then he was like, "Oh shit, you are going to beat him up."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, and that is Bam Pow for this week. We're back next week with all the same things because
it's summer.
All the normal shows haven't come back yet. Mm-hmm. And so we have...
Is Teen Titans a fall release?
You know, I'm not actually sure.
Oh man, I'm excited for that because fuck Batman.
It's gonna be such garbage.
I can't believe they let Robin say that. I cannot believe they let him say that.
Tiny angry Robin.
Tiny angry Robin cursing Batman.
I'm so excited. It's going to be so bad.
It's great. Somewhere Jason Todd is like, I'm so proud of you right now, Dick.
I know, right?
Aquaman is going to be so terrible.
Oh, man. It's going to be real bad.
What? No. Aquaman is going to be a delight.
No. Yes, but no.
No. Yes, but no.
I'm super excited.
Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a good time, but that is not going to be a good film.
And that is our show for this week. We will be back later in your ears for Ant-Man and the Wasp, because someone who's a slacker, definitely not me, finally saw it last night. So,
it was definitely you.
Damn it. Anyway, thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow. Same BAM time, same POW channel.
Bam Pow!
Bam Pow!
You're terrible at this. I'm leaving it just like that.
Good.